really want these peanuts and I just can't get them to open. Oh, it's too hard. This is so hard, I should just give up. I can't do it. What? What's that, Cosette? You think that I'm making this harder on myself by saying that I can't do it? You think that if I say I can, that I can? I'm not sure about that, but I guess I should give it a try because I really want these peanuts. I can. I did! Oh, welcome, friends. I'm sorry. I didn't really see you come in. I was a bit distracted. I was so hungry for a peanut snack, and this was just so hard to open, and I didn't think I could do it. But you know what? When I started thinking that I could, I think it gave my arm a little more strength, and I did, and I was able to open this up, and now I can enjoy some peanuts. What's that, Cosette? Oh, you're right. Cosette says that my struggle this morning and my feeling of defeat made her remember a story that she likes that might help me in the future. It might help you too if you ever are struggling with something and you feel defeated and you just don't think you can do it. To remember that you can, and that if you believe you can and you work hard enough, you will. Would you like to go on another one of Cosette's Enchanted Journeys with me and read the story together? Okay, all we have to do is rub our hands together and say, I wish to go on an enchanted journey, and we'll fly away on my magic carpet to a special place, and we can read the story together. Ready? I wish to go on an enchanted journey. Would you look at that? There's a train and some animals in this really cute forest. What do you think that's all about today? Maybe it has a little something to do with our story that we're going to read. This story is called The Little Engine That Could by Watty Piper. It's an older story that I have liked since I was really little, and I'm excited to share it with you today. Chug, chug, chug. Puff, puff, puff. Ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls, dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops and lollipops for after-meal treats. The little engine was carrying all of these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then all of a sudden she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. What were all the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without the wonderful toys to play with and all of the good food to eat? Here comes a shiny new engine, said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. Let's ask him to help us. So all the dolls and toys cried out together, Please, shiny new engine, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broke down, and the boys and the girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or any good food to eat unless you help us. But the shiny new engine snorted. Pull you? I'm a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you ever dreamed of. My train had sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring whatever hungry people want to eat, and parlor cars in it where people sit in soft armchairs and look out of big plate glass windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not. And off he steamed to the roundhouse where engines live when they are not busy. How sad the little train and all the dolls and toys felt. Then the little clown called out, The passenger engine is not the only one in the world. Here's another engine coming, a great big strong one. Let's ask him to help us. The little toy clown waved his flag and the big strong engine came to a stop. Please, oh please, big engine, cried all the dolls and toys together. Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the good little boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the big, strong engine bellowed, I am a freight train. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over this mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. I am a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you. And the freight engine puffed off indignantly to the roundhouse. The little train and all the dolls and toys were very sad. Cheer up, cried the little toy clown. The freight engine is not the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks old and tired, but our train is so little. Perhaps he can help us. So the little toy clown waved his flag, and the dingy, rusty old engine stopped. Please, kind engine, cried all the dolls and toys together, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and the girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the rusty old engine sighed. I am so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot. And off he rumbled to the roundhouse, chugging, I cannot. Then indeed, the little train was very, very sad, and the dolls and toys were ready to cry. But the little clown called out, here is another engine coming, a little blue engine, a very little one. Maybe she will help us. The very little engine came chugging merrily along. When she saw the toy clown flag, she stopped quickly. What's the matter, my friends? She asked kindly. Oh, little blue engine, cried the dolls and toys. Will you pull us over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat, unless you please help us. Please help us, little blue engine. I'm not very big, said the little blue engine. They use me only for switching trains in the yard. I have never been over the mountain. But we must get over the mountain before the children awake, said all the dolls and the toys. The very little engine looked up and saw the tears in the doll's eyes, and she thought of the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain who would not have any toys or good food to eat unless she helped. Then she said, I think I can. And she hitched herself to the train. She tugged and pulled and tugged, and slowly they started off. The toy clown jumped aboard, and all the dolls and the toy animals began to smile and cheer. Puff, puff, chug, chug, went the little blue engine. I think I can. Up, up, up. Faster and faster and faster and faster the little engine climbed, until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. Hooray, hooray, cried the funny little clown and all the dolls and toys. The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us, kind little blue engine. And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain, I thought I could. The end. You know, it's no coincidence that when we put our minds to something, we can do it. If we start out with the attitude that I can't, we're reluctant to even try, aren't we? And then we definitely can't. But when we use our minds and we say, I think I can, it makes us work harder until we actually do it. Don't you think? I love the story of the little engine that could, because it reminds me to keep trying and keep pushing and keep pulling, and that eventually I'll climb my mountain too. So I hope when you get discouraged and you feel like you can't, or maybe you shouldn't, or don't want to, you'll just keep chugging along saying, I think I can, until you get it. I love this little engine so much that I think it would be fun to make our own little engine. You can make a little blue engine if you want, or you can make any colored engine. Doesn't matter, whatever you like, but we're gonna make it together. How does that sound? You'll need to gather up some materials. I'm gonna grab an egg carton, some bottle caps, maybe some straws, some paint, glitter, glue, anything like that. And we're gonna decorate and make our very own little engine that can. So why don't you run and ask an adult if you can grab some craft materials, and together we'll make our very own little engines that can. I've got an egg carton that I'm going to use for my train engine. And if you don't have an egg carton, you could use a piece of cardboard like a shoe box, or another, like a spaghetti container would probably work okay, something like that. I've saved a couple of paper towel tubes. You can use paper towel tubes or toilet paper tubes, those would work too. I've saved different caps from juice boxes that we've had, or milk cartons, soda cartons, anything like that that has a plastic cap would work great for this project. Some plastic drinking straws. If you don't have these, you can get them when you go out for coffee or go out to eat. You can save your soda straw and just clean it up and use those. I have a glue stick that I'm going to use again. I use my glue stick a lot. They do have these hot glue guns that have a cool down feature that's a little safer for your hands that you can get. So you definitely want to ask a parent or guardian before you use a hot glue gun for this project, but I am going to be using that, and I have some extra glue sticks for that. I have some paint. I've got blue since our little engine was blue, but you can make your train any color you want. I've got just a jar that I'm going to put some water in to rinse my paintbrush, and I'm just using a big paintbrush because I'm covering a large surface area, and it doesn't need to be really detailed since I'm just painting my whole thing blue. I've got here some scissors so that I can cut one of my tubes a little bit. I can cut off the lid from my egg carton. I can cut the straws. I have bendy straws. I'm going to cut where it bends because I don't want my wheels to bend. That's what I'm going to be using those for. And I've also got some various glitter here so that I can cover the paint with a blue sparkle and give my train a little extra shine. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go plug in my hot glue gun to start getting that heated up and ready, because it'll take a little while for it to heat up, and then I'm going to be gluing it to these bottle caps. And while the hot glue is heating, I'm going to cut the lid of my carton right along the seam here. I'm going to cut this piece off because I'm going to use this piece here, and I'm going to cut this piece off too so that I'm left with my train body. And then I'm going to be doing some cutting to my tubes. So the first thing I'm going to do is heat up glue and get ready for all my various cutting projects. So you can be doing that too. Okay, you can see I've started gluing some of these. So you'll see I put glue in the center of the bottle cap and stuffed the straw down in there like so. And I did that on both sides. So if you had to cut your straw like I did, it's important for you to make sure your straws are the same height. So if you don't have the same height straws before you start, trim them up so they match. So this one is just a little bit off, so I'm going to just trim this one up so that they match. And I trimmed them up by putting them flat on the table like this, pushing down hard, and then snipping with my scissors right at the same spot. So now they're the same height, so they should sit nice and evenly in those caps. So I'm going to glue those last wheels now. While I let my glue cool off and harden and keep my caps in place with my straws, I'm going to go ahead and paint my train now. So this is actually going to be the top of the train. This is underneath. You're not going to see this side when I'm done. So I'm only going to focus on painting this top part of the egg carton, or I guess it would be the bottom if there were eggs in it. I'm going to paint just that and these sides and cover that completely with my blue paint. And I'm also going to add a little glitter on it just to jazz it up a little bit. You see I put a little paint on a piece of a paper bag that I have from the store. You can use a tray, you could use a paper plate, you can put it on a newspaper or a bag like I did if that works for you. I like to use a grocery store bag because they're a little bit thicker and the paint won't bleed through the paper to the table as long as I don't put too much down. As I've been going along here, I've noticed it's hard to get into all the little nooks and crannies. If you can see in there, there's spots that aren't blue. with the bigger paintbrush that I've been using. So I have a second brush so that I can get in there and get the small details. If you have a couple of paintbrushes, that works great for you. Otherwise, you can fill those nooks and crannies with some glitter and glue, things like that too. A lot of this is going to be covered when we put our steam stack across the top of the train, so don't worry too much if you have some spots, but don't get filled by the paint. That's okay. Okay, once you're happy with how much paint you have on the engine part of your train, then you can paint the top where the tube is going to sit on top of the train and our smokestack on top of that. So I'm going to just cover those with the same blue paint. And then while we wait for these pieces to dry, we can be working on assembling our wheels if we have to do that still. But the next steps is we're gonna let the paint dry, and then we're gonna attach all the train pieces and do any final gluing that we need to do. As you can see, kitties get curious about projects. When your train engine body is dry, then we're going to take our time and add our wheels. To do that, we're gonna lay them across wherever you like them. I'm gonna put 2 in the back, 1 in the front, something like that, and we're gonna use the elastic bands to hold them in place. So to do that, I'm gonna take a rubber band and I'm going to stretch it across 2 of the egg tray tops. Your rubber bands are going to have a tendency to want to pop off with those straws pushing up against them. So you can do a couple of things. You can either cut a little snip here so the straws sit a little lower into the egg carton. That would help. Or you can glue or duct tape these rubber bands down so they don't move and don't allow them to pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue mine. I've got my rubber bands glued in so that the straws won't pop off when I turn my train over. Once you have your wheels attached to the bottom of your train, you can glue on the top part of your steam stack or your smokestack. And there you have your very own little engine that can. Now, to make your train even more special, you can add a face in the front here where the tube is open, put a cap, something even like one of the caps you used for the wheels, and paint a face on it and attach it here with some glue or some tape. You could add a little puff of smoke coming out the top with some cotton balls. You could put a cab back here, a train car back here if you want, with some animals in it, maybe a special silly little clown. You can add all kinds of details to your train when it's dry and make it very unique and make it your own. Welcome back to our lab. I hope you had fun on our journey together and that you were able to use your imagination to make your own train. Keep reading, keep using your creativity, and most importantly, believe in yourself, especially if you want the peanuts. And you can do anything that you put your mind to. All you have to do is believe it. Be sure to come back and visit Cosette and me again really soon in our magic lamp for more of Cosette's Enchanted Journeys. We'll see you soon.